Hi, good morning everybody. This is Nicholas Teo from CMC Markets here in Singapore. Time now 10 a.m. in the morning on the 28th of May. It's actually a very quiet start to today. Not much news from overnight action. Overnight, well, we saw good rebounds coming from most of the European equity markets, and that fed into the US markets per se, led largely by the rumblings in Greece. This time, seemingly there was a sort of an agreement, but then that was much later denied through the night. So the game of brinkmanship is still continuing in Greece, and that's probably going to dictate emotions where the trade is concerned. In Asia, also a very quiet start. The only action we saw early this morning was on the yen, and the yen continued with its weakening against the US dollar. We talked about this the last couple of days when it broke through the 122 level. It's still finding it really comfortable staying above that level. And as we highlighted in our piece yesterday, in our written piece yesterday, the next target or immediate target would probably be around the 125.5. Now this morning, we saw Japan announce their retail sales, which came in at about 5%. This was against a forecast of 5.4. While this is a huge beat from, or rather a huge improvement from the previous read, it's still actually below where forecasts were concerned. So the yen, still calling for lower levels on the back of such weakness. The other action that we have seen coming through has also been from the China A50s. China has been volatile. This whole front down here represents Chinese Hong Kong shares, and they are all still trading on the negative side after what has probably been one of the most spectacular runs we've seen on all markets across the world. But anyway, let's pull up the chart. Let me just show you first a one-day chart, and essentially it looks like this. We've seen this. These are the futures for June, so we don't have a long history, but it's okay. Just looking at this picture, the index has actually moved as much as 1,500 points in this 4-5 green sort of candles. This move here, representing what looks like perhaps a spinning top, suggests that we're seeing a little bit of a short-term topping up. This has been followed by this red candle, which tried to break below here. Let me get a better indication. You see a break below here, and then this is also supported by a down candle down here. It's still early days in today's trade, but this could signify that things could actually come down even more, consolidating this move that we've seen in the last 5-6 days of sessions. If you would look at the 15 minutes chart, for example, we've seen this level being broken down, 2 red candles in the morning, or 3 red candles in the morning. Now we see a green one probably enveloping the previous red candle. So it's still traders galore, and every time this thing comes down sharply, you are seeing traders are trying to catch shorts, which means that the covering on the upside is actually quite strong. It's still a battle, and from a fundamental point of view, there are people calling this a bubble. There are so many corners of the market coming to say that there's so much froth in the market, but essentially shorts are being caught in daily sessions over the day, because there's just been no news from the regulators or PBOC. I think a lot of the cards are already on the table, so it's very much a very volatile retail trading sort of market. And it's something that we want to just point out and draw a bit of cautious to viewers. But besides that, it's really quite quiet. I think the big action will happen the next 2 days, or rather in the US, when first the EIA numbers that comes out, and two, I think tomorrow night we're going to see GDP numbers from the US. That's probably going to set fire, or rather lead direction for most of the major currency pairs, and also some of the bigger markets, equity markets, both in the US and in Europe, that will also trade in accordance to currency moves. Besides that, have a happy trading day. Take care.